YouTube. This is Stash back with another vlog of infinite wisdom and incredible forbidden knowledge that blows you away. I'm getting an average of 2 hits a night. That's why I get on here. Tonight I am vlogging about a cool book, The Hacking of the American Mind, Dr. Robert Lustig. The science behind the corporate takeover are our bodies and brains. Yes. He wrote another book called Fat Chance. I haven't read that. I guess Addiction Sciences. So dopamine is what it's all about. This is Dopamine America now. That is the reward, the neurotransmitter that tells our brains, this feels good, I want more. Contentment. This feels good, I haven't yet. Too little serotonin leads to depression. Blah, blah, blah. So he sort of compares the big gulp. The big gulp. I'm definitely a capitalist. I am not a fan of the Marxist, but it has its flaws. And one would be the big gulpization, the McDonaldization of everything. Going off on a tangent again. Well, I'll do another vlog on that, but so what we think we want would be happiness. So the Facebook and the Twitter and Instagram and YouTube that I'm going on now. So I'm a hypocrite. Has created a Nirvana-like experience that we prefer to our real lives. Come on, be honest. Have you ever left a party to go back on Facebook, or you're on Facebook when you're at the party? So it's on the level of an opioid, really. Because we're dealing with the serotonin, the dopamine, cortisol, and you can be on and you can fight all day with people you hate. Obviously the AOC crowd versus the Trump crowd versus the more moderate Biden versus the farther left versus the even farther than far right, whatever, alt right, whatever the heck that is. I don't have any idea what the frog thing is, but whatever group you're in, you can pick and you get high. You get high. People put their best foot forward. Facebook encourages you to create a utopian experience for other people. So he goes into the prefrontal cortex is where the speed of the internet and the platforms, the social media is constantly pounding the prefrontal cortex. So I've heard a lot of people say, "Well, I'm only on Instagram. That's better." Well, that's just a freaking picture. So is that better? Oh well, you know, or entire families have ruined themselves because you voted for somebody else. Prefrontal cortex is being pounded and transforms. And he goes into something that what he calls the reward pathway. So there's some, wonderful things that come out of being on the social media. People share solutions to problems, and they bond, and there's a lot of wonderful things, but there's also apparently, obviously, a natural type of existence. Of course, there's already enough things that draw us into obesity and couch potatoism, and the social media would add to that. So it's, you got the video games, social media, binge watching is, I think, a form of it, but I think even some of that, sporting events and movies and typical activities that have some group dimension to it are dwindling. I think baseball is having trouble putting people in the seats because there's more dopamine involved in going on arguing or looking at attractive people on the social media. So this guy's talking about, adrenaline rushes and the dopamine is the feeling that the human wants, and some of it is needed for life as to live, to encourage the individual to live life. But once you get into the big gulp, you got too much sugar. It's just too big. There's a big gulpism now involved in the Facebook and Instagram. This is kind of coupled with the opioids itself, the prescription drug, or serotonin involving uptakers. Am I saying that right? So it's a mix of big pharma with the addiction of the social media, and I guess the video games is sort of a form of social media. So we're seeing a new-ish form of addictive behavior that is creating a new stress that hasn't been here before. So the reward system of the social media is that you proclaim something, a beautiful photograph of yourself or some achievement, which is nice, but then the reward is the thumbs up, creating a dopamine action. Just paraphrasing this guy's stuff, just to, don't depend on this, get this guy's book, but so there's the dopamine action sort of in the center, but to the opposite sides there is a lethargy and irritability. I think we've all seen it. To get that selfie, people have backed up too close to the cliff and they go down. And if you're in good shape, I think that, it seems to be that there's we all love it, but to see, but there's an urge to get quasi nude. on the social media, on the Instagram, and then get dopamine for that, but also get pissed off because of the, of course, the unwanted and lewd comments that go with it. Silicon Valley, Wall Street, Washington. I believe the Facebook itself was originally in McLean, Virginia, which is the headquarters of the CIA, for what's that worth. So, the depression, I believe that is happens. The depression happens. Sorry, I'm talking really trying to I didn't really take any notes. I usually take some notes when I try to do this vlog, and I'm just looking at the actual text itself, which again is the hacking of the American mind, the science behind the corporate takeover of our bodies and brains. It's manipulated our most deep-sided survival instincts. The risk reward, I guess, is, part of the natural human survival instinct. That is the sex and food. Reward is how humans and other species get done. So there is a synthetic sex and food reward going on, and I don't even know if that's one of the things that he derives at exactly, but there's a synthetic one. Well, yeah, he's going into that. That the social media has that function. So get that like. Instead of going out on Friday or Saturday night, did you have a cool picture of yourself and put it up on a social media platform and enjoy the dopamine of getting it? It is screwing with people's motivations and desires. So you've got big pharma, I guess, ostensibly trying to help people with medications, mixed with the dopamine of likes. Or maybe you even get kind of a high from engaging in, being nasty on the social media. I didn't really think of it, but it's implied that the brain changes because the frontal part is being pounded by the internet activity. It's rewiring the individuals. Alan Greenspan had used the term irrational exuberance when markets really got high. That is a term that this author applies to certain aspects of the big tech platform screwing with your head. That being said, no doubt, I thinking people are bitching like heck about the perceived, real or otherwise, censorship. I think that was one of Joe Rogan's biggest shows. Do you liberal snobs censor regular people or people that you seem as nasty or whatever? As I recall in that interview, the woman that worked there, she had some good reasons for docking people on there, but also I think even Rogan himself went into how there's that it was revealed there's a clear liberal bias So big tech lefty stuff. We all want to be them, man. They're cool. They're progressive. They are, but they want to open their platforms. I hope they don't delete this one just because I said something. I'm saying that sometimes you guys do the right thing. That's sort of interesting. I've never seen any of these. I've never seen them come on YouTube and say, we're censoring violence and hate speech for your own good and for the good of everything and everybody's safety. We don't want any trouble, but yet I haven't. This is interesting. I don't know, and leave in comments if you listen to this long, meaningless rant long enough to the fact that I haven't seen Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram or any of these kind of warn that. Well, maybe they have. I think I've seen a little of it, but that, hey, are you on these platforms, these services, so long that it's affecting your health? Literally, have we seen Facebook going, are you fucking out of your mind because you're on Facebook all the time, or Twitter? Or, so it's the dopamine can never be completely fulfilled all the time, so as a result you get a lethargic, or you get the addictive behaviors that denigrate the dopamine neurons that we need to live. So it's creating an addiction, an apathy. This dopamine is very important. Too much and you croak, not enough, you don't want to live, or you're not motivated to live. So always look on the bright side of life. Serotonin is an ongoing requirement throughout life, a primary building block. So the sophisticated drugs attempt to deal with serotonin. Where is the utopia, the drug utopia that Alex Huxley talked about? Anyway, that is my rant for tonight. Again, I recommend the book, The Hacking of the American Mind. Robert Lustig, MD, MSL. I don't even know what is that. It's provocative. It's persuasive. The industry, this is on the dust jacket. Dr. Lustig explores how industry has manipulated our most deep-seated survival instincts, motivated our food choices. Isn't that true? Haven't you heard stories of people playing video games until they die? Or the pleasure trap. He makes an awesome description between happiness through happiness and happiness through pleasure, to obtaining pleasure. You might be happy because you endeavor to a long-term goal, which with a lot of pain, but in a lot of risk and reward, and you get something on it, or is there a pleasure happiness that is an instant gratification that blows your mind with a lot of dopamine, and it's not happiness, shall we say, even spiritual happiness. It's a synthetic. I mean, welcome to the pleasure dome. If you've seen Logan's Run, there's a hilarious scene where they're chasing the protagonist and his companion, the female protagonist or co-protagonist, and into the pleasure room. So all these people are horny in there, and they're grabbing the Logan's Run guy and the lady, and they're like, "Come on, you're in the pleasure dome." I think that's in Brave New World too, where it's mandatory to have gratuitous sex, so you're sort of under control or something. So you're a dope, or idiocracy or whatever. It's a temptation and for society, and these social media platforms are only getting more sophisticated, only getting more flashy, and one of the very worst things it's taken away is our concentration. Are my vlogs on here any good? I think they're okay. I don't have a lot of editing, so I wonder, nobody wants to look at that. You want to see a whole film. You want to see fast, cuts and editing, and is my slow unedited stuff, is there a merit to that? Just talking to a regular guy and giving your thoughts in on it, rather than a fully edited thing with fast cuts that basically, I think those are the things that get views and hits, understandably. Harder work put into it. I just get a kick out of how mine are so slow, unedited, and just discussion. I'm thinking, probably people, either they want to turn it on as a experience to get bored and fall asleep, or it's just too slow. Vlog. Blab. Alright, this is going on too long. Again, Hacking the American Mind. If, like yourself, you're on these damn things too long, read this book. Let's figure out together how to regulate our dopamine and stop the smashing of the prefrontal lobe of the brain, my friend. Let's decalcify the pineal gland and try to cut down on this stuff. Or adapt. Maybe go on more. Don't go off Facebook. Never log off it. YouTube at the same time. Stream every second. Blog. Tweet, retweet, and Instagram every day. It's might be better than the real world. Is it? I don't know. Dopamine, prefrontal lobe getting messed up. Let me know what you think. Ciao.